When we think about what it means to win at life, our minds naturally gravitate toward constant accumulation. We look at our net worth, the titles on a resume, and the volume of commanded assets. But let's flip that standard for a moment. If you had to walk through your city right now and identify the single most significant fool, what exact criteria would you use to measure their ignorance? To answer that, we have to look at an old fable about a historical monarch. This was a king who possessed infinite resources and boundless territory, representing the pinnacle of human achievement. By all our default metrics, this king was the smartest, most capable man alive. We instinctively trust that level of wealth and earthly power as a reliable indicator of human superiority. Secure in his brilliance, the king issued a strange decree. He ordered his guards to scour his vast kingdom, locate the individual deemed the most foolish, and bring them to the court. After putting hundreds of citizens to the test, the search culminated. The king pointed to one specific man in the crowd and officially judged him to be the ultimate fool of the realm. To seal the insult, the king unclasped a precious, jewel-encrusted necklace from his own throat and draped it over the man. It was a mocking gesture, a prize for a humiliating title. The man didn't protest the judgment or throw the necklace back. He simply accepted the strange honor and walked quietly out of the palace. The king remained satisfied with his judgment. In a world where status and visible wealth are the primary currencies, his logic appears unshakable. But earthly metrics have a fatal vulnerability: time. Years pass and we find the king on his deathbed. His power and wealth are suddenly completely incapable of halting his mortality. Knowing the end is near, the palace doors open and a visitor steps inside. It's the man with the necklace. He has returned for one final audience with the dying monarch. The king looks up at him and confesses that he is embarking on a terrifying journey, a journey into a vast unknown from which there is no return. This diagram introduces the infinite horizon. The small block represents physical life. The endless line represents eternity. Mapped against this, the king's success becomes mathematically irrelevant. Limitless power is practically worthless if strictly confined to a timeline with an unchangeable expiration date. Looking at the dying king, the fool asks a devastatingly logical question. If this new journey is permanent, what specific preparations were made for the arrival? He presses further. Surely a man of such extreme capability transferred his palaces, his royal gardens, and his comforts ahead to his permanent destination. The king weeps. He confesses the core failure. He sent nothing ahead. He is stepping into eternity completely empty-handed. We are comparing two strategies. The left bar shows 100% investment in a temporary stay. The right bar sits at 0% investment in a permanent home. It makes no sense to build wealth in a country you are guaranteed to be deported from. The king's error was strategic. He optimized his entire existence for a temporary environment, leaving a total blind spot for permanence. The man absorbs the king's confession in total silence. He stands there, processing the scale of the monarch's strategic failure. Slowly, he reaches to his throat. He unclasps the heavy, ornate prize given years ago, carefully lowering it onto the dying king's chest. He returns the necklace and delivers his verdict. The king is the true, rightful owner of the title of Ultimate Fool. To accumulate everything for a fleeting world while making zero preparations for the Akhirah, the eternity to come, is the definition of foolishness. This forces us to turn the lens directly onto our own routines. How much of our daily energy, our stress, and our ambition is spent building temporary castles that we are guaranteed to abandon? True wisdom is preparation for the permanent journey.